Dear students, good morning to you all. This is Aditya Ranjan presenting over here today's biology class, which is organized for standard 9, and our chapter is natural resources. Students, as we know, earlier regarding this chapter we have already presented two videos. In those videos we could be able to know that what are the natural resources, what are its importances, as well as the first abiotic component of natural resource, that is air. In this third part of this natural resources chapter, we will study about two topics. Number one, the air pollution, the previous topic, subtopic, and finally the next one, that is water. As we all know that in abiotic components, air, water and soil, these are the three main components which play and which are very responsible for the natural resources point of view, for the survival of the organisms. So today we are just going to finish the air as we introduce and finish the second point or second topic, that is water also. So in previous air chapter, air topic, the last portion, that is air pollution which was remained, we have to discuss over here about this. See, air pollution. Number one, why air pollution occurs in the nature? So the answer is due to increase in the contents of harmful substances in air. We all know, due to different kinds of utilizations of the things, normally the pollution is made by human beings. We people are the responsible for the increasement of the pollution within the environment. And how does it occur? Due to certain kind of hydrocarbons, the poisonous gases, that by burning trees and all kind of wastage, whatever we are just wasting and producing during our day-to-day life, okay, all of these burning of plastics, okay, and wastage of our own body, and all other things, these make the complete atmosphere polluted. So due to the increase in the contents of the harmful substances in air, okay, what are the harmful substances? We all know air is made up of the gases. It is the mixture of gases. So when anyhow at any cost we are indicating or introducing the poisonous gases among the Earth's atmosphere, then the air is become polluted. Now what are the drawback, or what are the significances of this air pollution? What happened, how happened, and what will be the resultant of this? Let us know over here one by one, very short and very sweet. Number one, presence of substances in air, high levels of all kinds of pollutants. See, earlier we stated that the air gets polluted due to different increasement in the waste materials contents. What kind of contents is it? So these are the highly pollutant, okay, and what occurs, what comes in the highly pollutants? So normally all kind of fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, burning of coal, the fumes of petroleum, and the hydrocarbons all other hydrocarbons as well as the coal and the petroleum, these three play a very important role to pollute the air in the atmosphere. Fine. Now if air got polluted, then what will happen? What will be the resultant of this polluted condition? So it will cause the visibility to be lower during cold and result smog and fog. means low visibility will be the first resultant of the air pollution, mainly occurs during winter. Actually it occurs during summer also, but since it is the temperature is so optimum that visibility won't be felt by us, okay, that any kind of visibility lower come in the our natural circumstances. But when it comes to the cold season, in that case high fumigation, high smoke formation, or you can say high fog formation occurs. Okay, this fog formation and this smoke formation will indicate about how much our air is polluted, and in what kind of polluted atmospheric condition we people being alive, or we are just helpless to survive in this. So it doesn't mean in every season you will feel it directly. Indirectly definitely it will harm us, but directly we are not feeling it, we are not visualizing it, that visual effect is going on. This effect occurs in the case of winter, especially very clearly in the form of fog and smog. Now, due to condensation of water out of the air, why smog and fog occurs? Why such kind of visibility will be lowered in the case of cold, and we felt it much better in a odd way in cold itself, because the water substances in the case of cold, it becomes out of the air, okay, and because there is evaporation rate is just got decreased at the time of cold, and the condensation level is higher, so the water becomes out, water just gets outside of the air, and finally a kind of double layer in the atmosphere, air and water forms, and it increases, it results the smog and fog and low visibility also. Fine. So this is whole about our air pollution topic. By this we are finishing the first and foremost topic of this abiotic component, that is called air. Once again we can recall about the air pollution. Why does air pollution occur? Air pollution occurs due to drastic change, or due to higher content increment in the atmospheric condition in the atmosphere, and this higher condition will be of the harmful substances. Those harmful substances will be either coal, the fossil fuels, either coal, petroleum or other hydrocarbons. So why occurs? So due to the presence of increase of the poisonous gases or the poisonous substances like coal, petroleum and hydrocarbons. What will be its resultant? It results the lower visibility, especially in the case of some winter season, when the cold and when the smog and fog formation occurs, and it will be a very difficulty situation for us, as we are just suffering right now. This is January season, and right now smog and fog is continuously present within our surroundings. So in the morning and early in the morning and just deep late evening, we just feel right now such kind of problematic situation. Okay. Now, why the smog and fog formation occurs in cold itself? It doesn't feel in summer, because in cold time, in winter season, the rate of condensation of water is much higher than its evaporation, so that the water particles which is already mixed in the air, it just becomes outside of the air and create a different layer just beside the air. So finally it creates a smog or fog. By this we could be able to know that what is the situation of the air pollution, and why does it occur, and what is the resultant of this. That's all for this topic, not more than this. This is standard 9th, and according to the CBSE and CRT, this much is in your syllabus. in air pollution subtopic as of the air. So air is finished up to here. Now in very short and very sweet mode, we have to finish the second topic, that is water. Because in water we have nothing to study more, because it is a well known thing about the water. First thing I would like to recall once again to you that what is air? So air is the breath of life. Always remember, this is the main heading, main line of the NCERT. Air is the breath of life. This is required for the essential breathing of the survival of the organism. Simultaneously, the second one is air, water. What is water? Water is a wonder liquid. This one line statement gives its complete explanation. What kind of liquid is called wonder liquid? Just think. Wonder liquid means such a kind of liquid which in a natural way, in a neutral condition, it has the capacity to fulfill all our requirements. So this becomes wonder. Okay, just a thing, if we are having only one thing, then by the dint of this one thing we could be able to fulfill our all things requirement. So this is called wonder liquid. Now why water is wonder liquid? No need to go deeper. Simply we can say that water is needed for our day-to-day life, internally and externally also. Within our body, water is needed for our first nutrition to last the excretion process. We all know that there are normally 4 life processes which are very responsible for the governing life. Internally, nutrition, for the digestion, for nutrition the water is very essential thing to convey it, followed by respiration. In respiration also water plays very important role, followed by transportation. In transportation of the materials, whatever we are having in the form of food or in the form of respiration or any other materials, or either good or bad, either best material or waste material, in the form of energy or in the form of our wastage, whatever. For the removal of these things and for the proper convey of these things, water plays a traffic police mode. It plays a very important role for the convenience of the transportation, and finally it plays very important role in the excretion also. So internally water has very important role. That's why we people saying that water is life. Okay, jal hi jeevan hai. And externally it is needed to drink, it is needed to make our food, it is needed for taking bath, it is needed to pursue each and every almost the day-to-day work of our life. Without water we can't survive. That's why water is called the wonder liquid. And now one more thing about the water is we have to study that how water pollution occurs. In that case we had studied about air pollution. Now since the water is wonder liquid, then using excess amount of water it is becoming polluted, it becomes polluted. So what are the proper reason of the water pollution? Always remember, 3 things are over there which are necessarily responsible for the water pollution. Number 1, the addition of undesirable substances into the water body. Whenever we are using the water, definitely we are putting down the waste materials into the water. So all kinds of undesirable substances, either our waste, okay, or putting or just wasting the cascades inside the river, or we can say any kind of hydrocarbon or coal or petroleum, whatever, if we are mixing inside the water, if we are wasting it inside the water or water bodies, either river or tank, pond, any other water resource, means we are mixing the undesirable substances to the water body, means we are making water pollution. Now if we are doing so, then what happens? In that case, the proper nutrient, the desirable substances which are present in the water, it becomes reduced. Okay, it getting reduced. Means if we are polluting water, means we are disturbing the water contents, the proper nutrient contents of the water. This is the second case of the water pollution. And finally, what is the resultant of the water pollution? It may drastic to the aquatic life, either in the form of increasement of temperature or normally in the form of increasement of temperature, which creates a very drastic change in the life cycle of the aquatic substances of aquatic organisms, like their breeding, okay, and proper their hatching of the larvae and eggs. Because in aquatic regions, the organisms which are being alive, they generally reproduce in a proper very low optimum temperature, and if the temperature of the water is becoming high, okay, then their breeding won't be happen, and finally their hatching process will also be stopped. Then the aquatic life is go to harm. Okay, so by this our air and water, these two things, air the breath of life and water is the wonder liquid, these two topics is being completed, or you can say these two topics are being completed over here. In next video, in fourth video, we'll discuss about the soil. So that's all for today's class. Thank you. Have a nice day.